Hello everybody, and this week I've been having a little bit of a tinker around with Journey on PS3, and this video is going to kind of have a weird comparison with Flower from the same company. Which is not there, that's Flow there. So Journey and Flower. So can I please get an intro now? So, Journey. My god, this video is gonna get me crucified. I'm gonna be straight with you all right this second. I have been nothing but honest about my opinions on video games since day one. Ever since I started making videos on this channel, one of my most important policies on this channel was honesty. If you ask me, honesty is the most important aspect to include in critiques such as this, like applying it creatively as well. Honesty is one of the most important things you can think to include in something like this. That being said, I don't care what anybody is gonna say to me right now, because I didn't like Journey that much. Come at me. Yeah, I know, this video is gonna upset a lot of people, but honestly, I just didn't see what other people saw in this game. And I know that one of the first things people are gonna say in the comments right now are, "You just don't get it." Well, you know, fucking what? Invalid argument, because actually, I'm a fan of the people that made this game, that video game company, and I love everything that they strive for and how they make and approach their games. And I'm not going to be a complete wanker and dismiss everything that Journey does brilliantly, because fuck me, it does a lot brilliantly. So I'm sorry everyone, please just hear me out. This video is probably going to be a random mishmash of explanations and justifications, and I'll try my hardest to explain exactly how I felt about this game, but honestly, it's gonna be difficult as it is anyway. Even if you like the game, it's difficult to talk about it because of the artsy kind of game it is, and the kind of artsy games that video game company make anyway. First off, let's get the most important fact out of the way. That video game company are a video game company that make very slow and very artistically unique video games, and ones that rely on very little gameplay as such, and basically rely on entire emotional investment from its player in order for the player to get the most out of them. All things said and done, for what these guys do for video games and some of the games they have made, they're fucking brilliant. That being said though, it doesn't take much to deduce that these kinds of games are not made for everybody, because they're not. If you at home don't like what you see on this fake TV right now and it doesn't look fun or interesting to you, don't play these games. Don't go with this company, because you will only come out disappointed. I can promise you that. What you see is what you get here, but you will never ever play any other video games quite like these. And I suppose Team Eco can make similar kinds of experiences in that sense, but with that video game company, the budget's lower, the team is smaller as far as I'm aware, and so far some of the games these guys have made have been incredible experiences. Which leads me onto my favourite game they've ever made, Flower. Flower is an awesome experience. Not an incredible game, mind you, but an awesome experience. The gameplay is extremely minimal, but has not made me feel like any other game before in terms of raw speed and freedom with air movements and travelling along breezes. And the story is extremely minimal, but extremely symbolic and extremely emotional, with a beautifully epic climax, and the subtlety is all over the shop. The exact same things I just said apply to Journey as well. And unfortunately, that's both of the game's biggest downfalls. With games like Journey or Flower, because of the lack of any major deep gameplay mechanics, they basically solely rely on the player being emotionally invested to the context of the game itself. If you don't care about what you're doing or don't feel any emotional connection to anything within the game, you probably won't enjoy it. And yes, major respect to that video game company for making solely expressive and artistic games and being brave enough to make games like this in today's fucking games market. Major respect. But the fact still remains that these kinds of games are a risk. They're a risk from a player department. You'll either entrance your audience or you'll alienate them. And because of these things, while Flower entranced me, Journey, on the other hand, alienated me slightly. I wasn't alienated on anything from a presentational standpoint though, because my god, Journey has some of the greatest visuals I've ever seen in a video game, let alone a last-gen PS3 title, with one of the most cute and yet desolate and rough art styles, and just deep colours and just beautiful backdrops. I feel bad I've squeezed these fucking images onto a fake TV right here. It doesn't do the game justice whatsoever. And the soundtrack, as well, is oftentimes tear-jerkingly beautiful. It's fucking epic. Flower has great visuals and great music too, but nothing on the same level as Journey. The step up from Flower to Journey is magnificent, and for that, I applaud it. That being said though, what do you specifically do in Journey? Well, in Flower, you use the motion control of the 6-axis on the DualShock 3 to guide and channel this little petal through a gentle breeze. As you fly gracefully through all of the open stages, you pick up more petals as you go along, and make more flowers bloom around you to unlock more areas. When you pick up a certain amount of petals, you shift the environment in a certain way, and create beautiful tails of petals that just round up behind you and dominate the skies. At the same time, you exploit air currents and ramps to launch you to unreachable places, and you have to avoid all these different, environmentally destructive forces like electrical cables and broken power stations that can burn your petals out. And yes, everything I've just described, it is just as awesome as it sounds. A simple and unique concept with very elegant execution. In Journey, well, the game is about a journey. You start off in the middle of an empty desert, see a huge tower off into the horizon, which never really leaves your sight at any point of the game, and you walk towards it. That's it. Along with walking around, you glide a few times, jump a few times, slide a few times, and make it to the end. Yes, this had the potential to be an amazing experience for me, but that's where everything fucking crumbled for me. For gameplay this simplistic, much like Flower, you better hope that your game leaves me with an unforgettable and truly incredible experience. Journey dropped the bar for me on this front because I was not emotionally invested in any fucking thing that was going on, and the plot meant absolutely nothing to me. With Flower, I was much more emotionally invested, even though it's much simpler overall than Journey. The concept of the game is that you essentially control a dead, well, not dead, but a dying plant on the windowsill of a dark, rainy, dirty city flat. And basically, you kind of control the dreams of the flowers as they imagine themselves being free from the dismal life that they're tethered to in those plant pots on the windowsill. The better you do in each level, the more bloomed and healthy your plant looks afterwards. I couldn't personally believe how invested I was in this concept. I mean, I felt so free and giant, yet very, very delicate, and every time I fucked up by going too close to an electric cable and I lost some of my petals, I felt goddamn awful about that. And all the little details, such as every time you pause the game, you exit the mind of your flower to see it dying and withering on the side of this barren and bleak windowsill, made me feel so sympathetic and responsible within the game world to actually do well and hopefully make this tiny dying little flower rise again. When it comes to the end as well, you garner the most massive amount of petals that you have through the whole game at that point, and then use them to destroy all of the dark and harsh electrical equipment that is decimating and corrupting the landscape that you have been exploring. And once you do that, you're treated to one of the most beautifully orchestral and epically huge climaxes to any video game about a flower I have ever seen in my life. With Journey though, I was given no reason to care about what was going on. As I was playing it, sure, the visuals and music were breathtaking and moved me, and especially at the ending. The ending is very moving. And yeah, I won't deny that. But the game contextually gave me fucking nothing to bounce off of. You begin the game, you're given a goal, and then you get to the goal, and really that's pretty much it. Yes, you can look at it symbolically and argue that it represents the rebirth or yada 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 yada, and that's all well and good, but still, I was given no reason to give a single shit about my cute little guy exploring the desert, because the game gave me no reason to care. There is a bigger plot here at work if you decide to go out of your way to look for it, but at the same time, I just was given no reason to be emotionally invested in what was going on. With every single cutscene in the game, for instance, it's the same thing every single fucking time. You're in a white void with a larger creature of your own species who then looks at you, looks at the tower, looks back at you, and then the cutscene ends. First time I saw it, I was intrigued, I wanted to know where it was going. Little did I know that every single fucking cutscene after that, apart from the ending, was the same thing. Nothing is added, you're given no backstory, no progression, and you're not even given anything cryptic or symbolic to chew on after you see it. It's just some guy looking at the tower that you're going to in every cutscene, and I just didn't know what the game wanted me to feel. That does seem unfair though, because there is a bigger plot at work here, and you can find more backstory towards the universe of Journey through all of these cryptic symbols and age-old paintings scribbled all over the walls. Those little tapestries and markings do leave a little bit of context to the strange and bare and just empty wasteland that was once a thriving civilization at some point, I suppose. But like I said, the game gave me no reason to care about what was going on in the world. No reason to search out more of the plot. No reason to care about the little creatures wandering this weird universe at this point, because the game gives you nothing else other than what I've explained to bounce off of, nothing to work off of. It just gives you nothing. In the end, when I reached the final part of this game, which, yes, it is pretty moving and it is an epic climax, I just beat the game and thought, well, what the fuck was that? I didn't feel accomplished, I didn't feel like I overcame any hardships or anything, I just felt nothing. Especially after the 2 hours that this game lasted for, it felt really rushed, especially in comparison to Flower, which lasted the same amount of time for me. The whole point and the whole game of Journey, for me personally, just happened. It started and ended. And it just felt really unnatural to me. After I beat the game for the first time, I then started wondering, am I alone with feeling this way about Journey? So I obviously started tweeting about it. And it turns out that everyone in defense of Journey said, well, obviously the game is called Journey. The game is about the journey, not the destination. Okay, decent argument, the game is called Journey and everything, but if you take away everything I don't like about this game's universe and how little it gives you to feed from and all of that stuff, what are you left with? You're left with a game about a creature that walks along a large, yes, but linear path, collects little pieces of a scarf to glide and jump higher and farther, avoids maybe 2 enemies in the whole game, does occasional gliding segments and occasional sliding segments, solves puzzles by basically clicking on stuff and nothing else, and that's all you get. What an epic journey that sounds like. And it's not even a unique journey. I mean, at this point, I've beaten the game 4 times now. 4 times I've replayed this. And apart from finding the few things that I've missed on my previous playthroughs, every single journey was exactly the same. You pretty much do the same thing in the same way with every replay of this game. And I did hear people that said, oh yeah, well the entire experience shifts and completely changes once you come across other random, journeymen walking around. And okay, yes, it's cool, and it's a very, very cool and unique way of implementing online play, but again, the wonder was kind of taken away from me when I realised they're going on the exact same journey that I'm going on. I didn't feel like I'd stumbled across a lone explorer and they were coming on me with my journey. It just felt like, hey, we're doing the same game, we're at the same point, want to join in? Awesome. It didn't mean anything to me. It didn't really feel special when I randomly ran into these people because they're not going on their unique journey, and neither are you. You're going on the same quest, and it just didn't really mean much to me. Not to mention, maybe half of the people that I ever bumped into on my journey were all very fucking annoying, more content to just stand around and run in circles, which does lose its charm after a while if you ask me. And yes, I'm all for fucking around in a game, but you can't fuck around in a game like Journey because there's no mechanics, you can't do anything, you can't fuck around in Journey. It's about going on the journey, not messing around in it. You know, apart from finding the occasional hidden items, but none of the people that I bumped into were interested in that. They just wanted to just run around and fuck around, and that was it. Even when you're in danger from the 2 or 3 enemy encounters in the whole game, I never felt threatened, I never felt scared, even though these were towering behemoths of creatures that were pretty dangerous, all things considered. They just served as an annoyance more than anything. They were easy to avoid, and if you didn't avoid them for whatever reason, they just inconvenienced you. That was it. I didn't feel threatened by them at all. I mean, from an atmospheric standpoint, Journey is absolutely boiling to the brim with content in that regard. But for me, it was more of a case of the visuals and the music, and never from what I was doing. And at the end of the day, it's a video game, and if I haven't got any interest on what I'm doing, I might as well be watching a movie. And in a video game, an interactive medium after all, it's very important you either nail the context towards the simple as fuck gameplay, like with what Flower does, or if you don't do that, you've got to make damn sure that the experience, the journey, is unique and unforgettable. And okay, I will remember this game for sure, especially the ending and all the beautiful sliding sequences. But that's it. But the actual journey, the thing the game is named after, the thing the game sells itself on, rather than the destination, it gave me nothing. I was given no reason to give a shit, and I find that such a massive shame, bearing in mind how much I loved Flower when it came out. And so, after tinkering around with Journey, It may sound extremely harsh, but I'm just gonna be honest. I'm gonna give this game a high-end disreputable. But don't get angry with me. Don't go into the comments or anything just yet. Hear me out. This is based entirely on my experiences with this game. I've replayed it 4 times. I felt like I'd done it enough, and that is basically how I felt. It did nothing for me. I wasn't engaged, and I still recommend this game to hell and back because the critical response for this game, I can totally see where it came from, and I can understand why people adore this game. I can completely understand it. And it may do something for you. It might do something for you. That's why the scores of this game are so high, because it did something for people. It's the only thing the game has going for it. And it didn't do anything for me, which is why I can't really rate it as a fantastic game. Give it a try and go and buy it. It's really cheap. You can get it in that collection that I threw over there, not over there. And if it does something to you, it will captivate you, I promise you. It just didn't captivate me. But as far as my experiences went, despite the incredible music and breathtaking visuals, I was given no reason to care. I didn't give a fuck about what was going on, and when that stuff fails, well, you gotta hope the gameplay pulls it through, and as far as I'm concerned, the gameplay alone didn't pull this game through enough for me on its own merit. And it's a huge shame, because I loved Flower, and I still love Flower, and after seeing all of the massive critical response this game got, I was so excited to play this, and I really wanted to make a Tinker Time, expressing myself in a positive manner and talking to you all about the amazing journey I went on. But alas, it wasn't meant to be, and I know, it kind of sucks, and it's a shame, but hey, that's what makes us all different, right? It could have been another positive discussion about Journey. This might be one of the few videos on the internet that negatively talks about Journey, so you gotta have a bit of spice sometimes, right? Farewell everybody, and until next time, take care. Hey everybody that didn't get so angry with my points in this video that they left the video before reaching this point. If you got this far, you're very special for just listening to my opinion and not getting so angry with me over Journey that you just didn't want to see my face ever again, so thank you. And because of that, I have to tell you guys about something very special because you're very special people for getting this far. And that is this new site I'm partnered with called the Pixel Empire. And the Pixel Empire are a fucking awesome site, an amazing site, full of high quality, glossy wall prints of all your favorite movies, favorite TV shows, and favorite games. They're all original designs by an awesome guy called Dylan, and it's an awesome shop to go through. There are so many awesome designs on there. And what's great is that because I'm partnered with him, he's offered me a little treat for you guys, which is if you go onto the website, order anything, and use the coupon code CADDY in big caps, you get 15% off any order. It's a great deal because some of these are just mind-bogglingly beautiful. Have a look in the description right now in the top line. I'm sure you guys will love it, and anything that you do on that site is supporting my channel, so it's another way you can show your support if you'd like to. So thanks for listening, and thanks for checking this out. Hey everyone again, thanks so much for watching this video, even if you completely hated everything I said. Thank you for watching, means a lot. I'm gonna link you some more videos on the front of the video. Yeah, you know the thing. And please, if you'd like to, like, comment, share, subscribe, that would be fantastic because how it helps, well, basically, the more you interact with my videos, the more you get to see them, honestly. Well, obviously, the more people watch, the more chances I can get to make videos, and also, even if you're subscribed to me and you don't interact with my videos, you won't see me in your subscription boxes. So that's not very good, especially when I upload twice a week, so please, go and do all of that stuff. And of course, if it's your birthday day watching this video, happy frickin' birthday to you, and please remember to stay beautiful.